Let's get to some stocks that are on the move. We're watching Tesla, the company holding its shareholder meeting this afternoon. At stake today, as shareholders will vote to approve Elon Musk's $1 trillion pay package, potential pay package. Got to say that. Tesla shares pulling back more than 4%. Bryn, you own this one. Your view on the vote, the pay package, everything else.
Well, I think this is where the retail investor has been just very influential in voicing their support of management. And I think with the Sawyer Merritt, who talked about Schwab, putting a lot of pressure on big companies that actually have more meaningful exposure to say, hey, this is a good package, vote with management. So it seems the betting market says this is going to clear. I think it's a very positive clearing event. And I mean, we've talked about it a bunch, but once again, for him to get this, it's a 10-year deal, just like basic, simple one thing that has to happen. The stock has to have an $8.5 trillion market cap. So it's at what, 1.3 right now? So there's so many different levers. I think it will pass. It'll be a good clearing event, and we can get back to the business of actually the business of Tesla versus this proxy vote.
All right, that meeting starts at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I want to turn to Datadog, giving some very strong outlook, Joe. Stocks moving higher right now. Your view?
Billings up 30%, revenue up 28%, cloud-based monitoring. They have an agreement with OpenAI. They have a relationship with AWS. Obviously, you're being rewarded here if you're long. If you are long, I'd use a 165 stop. Otherwise, on a day when it's up 20%, I don't think you want to chase it.
All right, there you go. Going to move on to CarMax. Lower on a weak outlook. Also, the CEO exiting. Jenny, you own this one.
Yeah, so actually, we just sold it. Just, a few minutes ago, it's all gone. We sold it at 35.20.
Like during the show?
They sold it in the office. Oh. I don't know if it was at 11:30 or noon or whenever, but it was just sold. So we sold it at 35.20. The investment thesis is broken. And what we're worried about here, which goes back to me saying over and over, I am worried about the consumer. So once you disaggregate, the lower end consumer buys used cars. And they're saying that the November quarter should be down 8 to 12%. We don't think the used car market is probably that weak, which makes us think that they're pulling back on financing because they're having problems with loans. We've all seen the auto loan delinquencies are increasing, especially with the lower end consumer. So we're worried here. We think there's problems that we can't even begin to figure out at this point, and sold the stock.
All right, one more. We got Costco maintained to outperform over at Telsey. Jason, you own this one.
Yeah, Costco has been a tough story, obviously, this year. It hasn't traded well. It's flat for the year. Operating income in the last quarter was up almost 20%. Membership rate, renewal rates around 90%. EPS was up around 11%. What I always say, too, about Costco, they've managed inflationary costs well. And I think, as it relates to their private label brand, Kirkland, it's an $80 billion business, which is almost a double to Coca-Cola of $47 billion in revenue for the entire company. So they've done a great job. New CFO there, but it's just the market doesn't like it so far this year. Great year last year, though.
Shares of Costco pulling back about 2% right now.